Myself, Kanchan. I'm a certified career counselor for international studies, a global career counselor from UCLA, US, ICCC from Ninler, ICSC from LMC, and various other certification wherein I am ACCS certified, NCDA certified, and I've worked with lots of residential schools as a senior management position, as well as right now I'm CEO of KNG LifeGyaan services. We just completed 2 years, and it's an online platform which solves and resolves all your career related, admission related solutions, whether you wish to study in India or abroad, whichever grade you are. We conduct psychometric aptitude assessments, and we assist you with all your admissions, end-to-end solutions for you. So this is just a platform which I'm conducting right now, and also I work with various schools, and I like to work with a lot of NGOs also, where I can provide vocational career guidance as well as pathways for future for all students, so that they can make their career in their respective fields, their passion, basically.
Okay, ma'am.
So for anybody who's listening to us right now also, music can also be a very good beneficial career.
Okay, so thanks a lot for introducing yourself, ma'am. So the first thing which I want to ask you, ma'am, do you think that there is importance of teaching music to the young kids?
Of course. See, when you start educating music from an early age, it, apart from, of course, let's say, kids being on your hair all the time, you would have them pursuing a passion, improving their skill sets, because when you are teaching music or when you are learning music, you are very focused. Your time management, you learn patience, you learn, you develop focus, and these skills, creative skills, are very important to be developed at an early age, so that later on in life you know how to solve these skills. Nowadays, if you talk about World Economic Forum, employability skills are very important, soft skills and employability skills. So these skills are always very helpful when you have started learning from an early age. So later on, when they are looking for careers, whether in music or in any other field, building focus, being creative, problem solving, all these things, dedication and time management, which you learn from music. Multitasking, you learn different instruments, right? You are not just restricted to one area of music, whether it is vocal, whether it is playing instruments, playing different instruments. You learn multitasking, you learn balancing, you learn composition, you learn alignment.
Exactly.
So these all skills are very important for you when you join the workforce. So if you learn from an early age, it's always an advantage. वो बोलते हैं from childhood, if you're learning something, you never forget it. It's a skill. So skill development is definitely enhanced when you are taking music as an early education system.
So when the kids are involved in music education, especially in early age, so their brain development also affects. That means their calculative skills, their cognitive skills, their analytical skills also develop in a different way.
See, basically brain development, when we talk about brain development, it is cognitive skills, right? Earlier I spoke to you about soft skills. Now when we talk about brain development, it is cognitive skills. So when you are playing an instrument, for example, a guitar or a keyboard, you have to balance your finger movements accordingly, so that music is created. At the same time, you are recognizing from your brain, okay, that this tune is coming right, or this is a discord, or this is a balance. So when you are doing all these things, that cognitive functions are into play. So obviously, when you are learning music, your cognitive development is at a higher side. So ultimately you are developing your brain, and the biggest thing, if you're drumming or you're to be on the lighter side, your child is occupied and he's keeping engaged, so his brain is developing faster.
Exactly.
Rather than with social media or anything. This thing. So if you want it, yes, definitely at an early age, Neurologically, I think it is scientifically proven that music is and is used as a therapy also now. You have a brilliant new career as a music therapist
Yes.
nowadays. So music is a therapy, and it definitely helps you with your brain functions, neurological development, and cognitive functions.
So, when the kids are involved in music learning, the parents as well as the kids are confused, like from where they start their musical learning journey. In someone who has to start learning music, they have three options. They can choose the instrument as their priority, they can choose the vocals or singing as their priority, and they can opt singing as well as instrument both. So, as per your views, ma'am, which thing they should choose? They should
See,
choose the
being
instrument, vocals,
yeah.
or they should choose both.
Okay. So, being a career counselor, I feel you should read your child first. Very simple observations. Is he a bathroom singer? He keeps,
Ah,
gungunate rehte hain, Or if they are drumming their fingers while eating dinner or tapping their feet while listening to music. So, you understand why these nuances, whether he is interested into vocal or instrumental. Yes, a combination of both is perfect.
mhm.
But yes, you should try everything,
Yeah.
I feel. But yeah, if you are very sure that you are a bathroom singer and you want to improve your vocal skills, of course. See, anybody who plays different, and you should try different instruments also, because you have to understand whether you are a good drummer, where you have to balance your feet movement with your hand movements, whether you're doing a keyboard where you have to, work with both hands simultaneously, and
Yes.
as well as your ears are attuned to listening to it, as well as your tune is, when you're singing, you are understanding the vocal tones and vocal chords, how they are happening. So it's always a combination of both. But yes, as you progress in your education, in your music learning, you can decide to expertise or put in your expertise into one, or very very good example, Raghav Sachar. He plays, I don't know how many instruments
Exactly.
nowadays. So it's like unlimited options you have. So
Yeah.
yes, definitely, you should try both, I think.
Okay. So the next thing which I want to ask you, ma'am, suppose the kids
Yeah.
are choosing instrument or their parents are insisting them to learn instrument. So which instrument is good to start with? Because nowadays, especially in schools, generally we have guitars and keyboards. These two are the most common instrument. As well as the third in percussion, we have those congos as well as drums. So in schools, generally we have four instrument. So which instrument do you think is good to start for the young learners if they want to choose, if they are choosing as instrument?
See, again, this is a matter of personal choice and passion with the student. Coming from, being 50 plus, being in this field for so long, I have a penchant for classical music. So for me, I started, to be very honest, personally, in my young age, I tried my hand at harmonium, I tried my hand at guitar, I
Yeah.
tried my hand and keyboard, and they are still dusting. I still have my instruments intact. Although I did not take a proper formal training for it, but I did try my hand.
Mhm.
I was also a part of my, I am a convent studied student, so
Okay.
we had those choir groups. So we used to sing and we used to play flute.
Yeah.
Okay, and we always had a teacher who would be on piano. So although piano is not that popular in India, but I
Hmm.
feel it is one of the most uh, uh, what do you call it, adaptable instrument, which teaches you really well where chords and where musical notations are concerned. So nowadays I know keyboard is the fad, where you are having different kinds of keyboard with automated music and all.
Yes.
But I am still coming from that old school background, where I feel, a sitar and a tabla and a harmonium are one of the best initial instruments to learn playing. Of course, guitar being one of the most popular with youngsters nowadays, but I feel a cello, or even a mouth organ or a flute.
Mhm.
Hari Prasad
Correct.
Chaurasia, one of our veteran,
Yeah.
found, players of flute.
Flute player.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
So all these classical, Zakir Hussain, we recently lost him. His
Yeah.
tabla was like beautiful.
Beautiful.
Or you hear sitar of Ravi Shankar, or you,
Hmm.
hear even Bhimsen Joshi on his vocal.
Mm.
It's amazing to hear all these classical singers who made such a big name in the industry.
Mm.
So again, it's personal choice and passion, and I feel a keyboard is also a very good place to start, as long as you're using it yourself and not going with those automated sound effects and all those things. So again, your music teacher would be the best person to tell you where your expertise lies,
Mm.
because I think in guitar there is a physical pain also, where your
Yes.
fingers get bruised, and also how resilient you are, how passionate you are, how physically comfortable you are with the instrument. Drums, for that instant, I have found a lot of people going into drums because they are a very big stress busters. Instead of throwing the remote, you can just go and beat your drums.
Yes, yes.
So it's like something, again, what your aspiration is, how far you want to go into that music formal training would help you decide which instrument to go for. But yeah, initially for young kids, I think vocal and keyboard are a very good, safe instruments to start with.
So when you were telling about this thing, you shared about your school life. So on the same thing, I would like to ask you, ma'am, when you were in your school life, especially grade 5, 6, 7, 8. So were you involved in school choir only, or you were involved in piano learning or guitar learning also, ma'am?
No, I told you I tried my hand with guitar. I tried my hand at Kathak. I tried my hand with harmonium
Okay.
and keyboard also. I have a Yamaha keyboard still lying with me, dusting, of course. But yeah, I gave up. But I would request none of you. My daughter didn't give up. Okay, my daughter had, because I gave up early. I ensured that my daughter, when she is receiving, she starts very early. So
Okay.
she started her music education very young, like when she was in fourth standard, I think third
Mm.
or fourth standard.
Mm.
So she has completed her 3 years formal training with Indra, Khairagad Vishwavidyalaya
Okay.
for music for 3 years. She stayed trained for classical music. She plays very good guitar, and she plays very good keyboard also.
Mm.
So till today she has not given it up, although she left her formal training because she had to move. We had to move, and we had to move places, but till today she pursues her music passion, and it's a big stress buster for her. So I feel, whatever age you start, you should not give it up. Unfortunately, I did, and I'm just a listener now. But any day today, that's one of my bucket list. I would go back to it and try learning vocals or an instrument again.
Okay, so you have experience of Indian classical as well as Western music also when you are talking
Yes.
about keyboard. So on the same thing, I would like to ask you, ma'am, whenever we are playing or learning Indian classical, in Indian classical also we have a specific pattern of the notes which we call that as a Swar Paddhati or Swar
Yeah.
Lipi, which we have to read and sing and play. In the same way, in Western classical music also we have those staff notation, sheet notation, staff sheets also. So do you think that reading music also helps the student to build the musical journey?
Yes, it's like decoding,
Hmm.
learning a secret language.
Yeah.
So when you learn to read music, it's like having a secret language of your own, which you are reading. It's like for the braille is for the blind, the musical notes is for the musicians.
Yeah.
So it's only visible, and it's only decodable able for the musicians who learn to read it. So when you are learning to decode a language, on a serious note, I'd say as a career counselor, it develops your skill, it develops your logical reasoning abilities, and it develops your IQ. So
Okay.
where you are understanding and decoding patterns, learning to read patterns, learning to understand what goes where, and like when you do a shorthand typing course,
Yeah.
so it helps you understand things in a different manner. So it develops your IQ, it develops your EQ, and it develops your logical reasoning and abilities. Now, which is coming from a career counseling background, I'll say if you when you pass out your 12th and you are facing your examinations, entrance examinations. Logical reasoning abilities and aptitude and IQ are one of the major test component of all entrance tests. So when you learn to read music and you increase your IQ and logical reasoning, you are better able to perform on those tests.
Okay.
So irrespective of which field you choose, whether it is science, whether it is sports, whether it is music, whether it is management, business, arts, sciences, medicine, it's all a part with where it helps you, improve yourself.
So overall, I can say the kids or the students who are involved in learning music, they can be maybe 5 or 10% better than the rest who are not involved in that. Is it?
I would not say 10 to 15%, almost 30 to 40% better.
Okay.
Because developing an IQ is not easy. So when you start learning and reading music at an early age, by the time you are an adult,
Yes.
by the time you're 18, you're already expert in it.
Exactly. Okay. So the next thing which I want to ask you, ma'am, when students are involved in studies, in exams, especially board students, so they feel stressed. They are stressed from their studies. Maybe they have pressure from their parents also. So do you think when they involve themselves with only listening with music, I can say, not learning music, only listening with music, so their stress level also get maintained with the listening of music?
To be honest here, Ayush, let me tell you something. When we do a psychometric aptitude assessment, all right, it is tested for a child across 5 dimensions. It's career motivators, his career personality, his career interest. The 5th dimension being skills and abilities across various dimensions, and one of the best 4th dimension, which is learning style. So each student has their unique ability to learn and grasp knowledge in whichever field they choose to. So when we do this is a VARC methodology where a student is termed as a visual learner, audio learner, or a kinesthetic learner, or a read and write learner. So specifically for audio learners and kinesthetic learners, we generally advise them that they should listen to music while studying.
Okay.
Because these students have a very less attention span. They are more concept based learners. So any student, even for a read and write learner who is reading and writing, they need breaks so that their mind gets attuned to what they are learning and they are able to recap whatever they are learning. It's like getting it from your short term memory to into your long term memory. So for these, you need those stress free breaks where your mind is, goes back to recycles and goes back to a reset, which is helped by music, as I said earlier, as a music therapy.
Yeah.
So we generally, for kinesthetic learner, we definitely advise them that they should definitely listen to music after every half an hour or a 1 hour of study. They should take a 10-minute music break, or even while studying and reading and writing, they should have this, background music going on, which relaxes their minds.
Okay.
So scientifically, it is proven that listening to music definitely helps you learn faster, makes you more relaxed while learning. And when you are relaxed while doing your revisions, whether it is exams, whether it is entrance exams, whether it is any project that you are doing, or where you have to face a lot of performance anxiety, it relieves you of that.
So when you were telling about kinesthetic learners, you also mentioned that you suggest them to listen music. So on the same thing, I would like to ask you, ma'am, when you suggest music, so is there any special kind of music which are based on particular frequencies, or that type of a music can be only soothing and relaxing music?
See, generally, we don't advise as per what music they should listen to, because it is personal interest. If you ask today Gen Z and you tell them, please listen to Ravi Shankar ka sitar, they'll be like, what, ma'am? But if you tell them you listen to fusion music, or instrumental, which is not distracting you from your studies. So we suggest those kinds, like listen to something instrumental, listen to something, which is not very high note, high frequency, or high pitched, which can actually harm your sound or harm your brain, which is like a background music rather than a front end concert that you are listening to. But to some students, we even advise if you are taking a break, we tell parents, okay, let them go for a concert between their exams, when they have this thing, so that they, release their pent up frustrations and energies and come back, with full focused attention to that. So it's basically, psychologically, it's a reward and punishment kind of thing. So when you are giving, okay, we give you a reward, all right, if you're studying for these many hours and you're putting this much effort, we'll allow you to go and attend this concert where you can just chill and relax and come back. So it's again a matter of personal decisions between the child and the parent. But yeah, as an counselor, we do advise them to use as a background music and listen to instrumentals, something that will not hamper their learning process.
Okay, so just now you mentioned the word Gen Z. So these days, Gen Z are, what I think is, what I am observing also, are more inclined toward fast music, or I can namely named as rap. So whenever
Yeah.
rappers are having concerts, so they are 90% gathering, 90 to 95% gathering are youth only. So do you think that rap is good to listen each and every time by them?
See, I would not say rap is good or bad, because see, criticizing any criticizing any kind of music, any form of music is not right. Every music has its own kind of audience. Every music is related to its own genre. Honestly speaking, you would be surprised. I myself am a fan of Mafaiza, who plays electronica. Although I am a fan of Ravi Shankar, Zakir Hussain, and this thing, but on the same side, I'm also okay to tap my feet and dance around with Mafaiza in the electronica also. So they are doing their own kind of fusion music, which is listened to by those kind of genres. And again, it's a point of interest. Yes, rappers are famous today, but there was an era, where we had jazz listeners more, or we had tabla listeners more, or we had now psychedelic is back into form. But again, each criteria or each thing depends on how much it is affecting you, how much it is personalized to you. Overuse or over what do you call it, listening to a particular genre is always bad. Anything over is always not good for you.
Exactly.
So creating that balance, maintaining that balance is also very nice. Anybody who is actually fond of listening, who is understanding music, when you take a formal training or education of music, when you know how an instrument can be a melodious sound or a crashy sound,
Yeah.
and you are able to distinguish between the two, something that is in tone as a melody and something which is like harsh to the ear and not pleasant. I think you would yourself understand that what is there. Now, where you are talking about Gen Z actually following rappers, it's more about peer pressure and trending. They want to be the in and in trend. It's not about how they are judging the music.
Mm.
So
Exactly.
it's more with their mentality where they are wanting to follow the sheep crowd.
Mm. Okay.
Being around those peers, it's just being it's more about being acceptable, being okay, you were there in that concert, being Instagram worthy, and being able to post, okay, I was there. So
Yeah.
it's more about peer pressure and belonging rather than about music. So the people who are into music would follow their genres, whichever they feel are they attuned to them, their passion and their interest.
So
So
now moving from kids towards the adults who are like employed somewhere, they are working professional. So each and everyone is dealing with stress somehow. Maybe that stress can be related from their work culture. Maybe that stress can be related from their personal life also. So what do you think? How adults or working professional can involve themselves so that their stress level can also be maintained with the help of music now?
see, when we talk about work-life balance, again, work can often be very stress-worthy, right?
Yeah.
So you may have those last-minute meetings, or you may have those pressures. Your bosses, piling up on you. Your colleagues are not helping you out. You are having difficulty in supporting yourself. Financial issues. There can be lots of pressure in your work.
Exactly.
At the same time, at home also, you are burdened with a lot of responsibilities. So again, relieving your performance anxiety through music is a very good channel. As I said earlier, music therapists are it's a trending career now, where we are having people who are inquiring about us, about courses that they can do to help with therapeutic music. So we have a lot of people who are looking into this and working towards it, providing those stress free areas where they can relieve their stress. Again, when you are an adult coming to learn music, like I said, it's one of my bucket list. Even today, whenever I get free time, I would be attending a concert, go listen to Muhammad Rafi or Kishore Kumar songs, or probably listen to a tabla recital of Zakir Hussain on my YouTube,
Yeah.
or watch some music videos, or maybe at night go to a Mafaiza ka concert and dance away and listen to the music and just relieve myself of the entire, and that rejuvenates me.
Exactly.
That gets me back. Okay, that gives you a reset for my brain. Okay, so for those particular 2 hours or 3 hours that I'm listening to music, or that I'm in a concert, I'm away from all my work worries or my home worries. So I'm totally into music because it's so loud, it's so this thing that you can't even attend your phone, you have to keep it on your silent. Your even mind goes blank with this, and everything is echoing around you, and you are totally immersed into that experience.
Exactly.
So that relieves you of your entire pressure that it has. And when you are relieved and you come back, as I told you, my daughter also, till today, if she has any problem, any issues with her work, with her project at school or at college, she'll take a walk with her headphones on and listen to music. So, and that relieves her the physical activity. And see, to be honest, music, it's a big workout. It's your brain workout.
Exactly.
Without losing any sweat, without paying any money to the gym. It's like a brain workout for you. So it's one of the best ways, I guess.
Okay, so talking about now, what are the career options these days in music? As you are a career counselor, like traditionally, we have in mind that the music career industry is like very costly. Someone has to go to Mumbai, someone has to go abroad to pursue career in music. So, what other career options are now available in today's era for the students who want to pursue music as their career?
See, when we talk about pursuing music, of course, if you're wanting into classicals, you still have those old systems where you have gharanas and you have Gandharv Vishwavidyalaya and Indira Gandhi University, that Khairagad University is there. There are various musical gharanas. There are musical, Vishwavidyalayas where they are teaching you those formal training in vocal and classical music, whichever instrument that you pick to. And then you have these courses from diploma and certification courses from various musical institutes, which you, if you start in an early age, you also have formal training through various music academies and schools and colleges in media and communication, where you can do performing arts, fine arts diploma or a degree, complete 4-year degree in music, performing arts, instrumentation, or media and communication. Alternative way, you can also do sound engineering, you can do acoustics, you can do media communication, you can do event management, you can do composing, you can music direction.
Yes.
So there are so many fields that are attuned to the music industry today that you can go into, as well as playback singing, and everything is there. Lyricist is there, where you can write lyrics, compose music. All those things are there, and you have so many options today. You have colleges in India, proper big university, Whistling Woods is there. Then you have performing arts college, media communication college in Delhi also, Noida also. Then you have Berkeley's abroad. You have so many master's courses, you have so many bachelor courses, where there is no age bar also. You can at any age time, at any particular time, if you have a basic qualification, you can go ahead and pursue your certificate, diploma or degree in music and enter into this career. And let's say you may not be that, what do you call it, the prodigy, with that utmost talent where you are becoming a, Kishore Kumar or Arijit,
Yeah,
uh, or
absolutely.
Shreya Ghoshal for that matter. But who knows, you might.
Yeah, maybe.
And even if you are not, there are so many options where you can be a successful person in the music industry. It's just, as I told you, the most trending career is now music therapy, so it's combining psychology with music, formal training in music.
Mm.
So anybody who's interested into this can actually do a degree in psychology as well as music and become a music therapist. So a lot of research going into that. So there are so many options. Please connect with me and I'll share you what you want to do.
Sure, sure. Okay.
Those particular lines.
Yeah. Okay. So, thanks a lot, ma'am, for sharing your valuable information with us, especially the last one which you shared about the career in music. So, once again, thanks a lot for accepting my invitation and joining us with us here, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. It was an honor to be here and looking forward to having more conversations with you. And I hope everything is well. I would like to just give a message to everybody who's listening to us today. If you are remotely also interested in music, don't wait for an opportunity. Just the moment is now. Take that step and go ahead and get into music education or put your child into music education, because it is definitely going to be a help in building your profile as well as building your career and helping you develop skills for the future world of work.
For more details, visit www.88studiolko.com.